well, this player lowered his shoulder at this angle or did this, and this. This player kept his head up. This player used his shoulder. This player used his arm. He aimed for this area. There's nothing like that on there. There's no clear understanding to what's legal and what's not legal at this point in time, even with that video. And you can look at it this way. So far, the TV analysts and us armchair quarterbacks at home, people that watch the game, can look at it and go, yeah, that's not a good call. Yeah, that's not a good call. Yeah, that is a good call. Season starts in 20 days, and this is going to start taking place in real games. There's going to be a season-long issue from here all the way to the Super Bowl. But my question is, what's going to happen if, let's say, Jalen Ramsey has a hit, or Joey Bosa gets a sack, or Tyrann Mathieu runs up on somebody, and they get penalized for that hit, and they wind up getting suspended for a key late-season game, or even if this happens in a playoff game. You know, let's say that Jacksonville's in the divisional round, and Jalen Ramsey gets flagged for a hit, and then somebody at 345 Park Avenue gets your panties in the bunch and says, hey, that's too much. You got to sit for the AFC Championship game. But everybody's looking at the hit like he didn't lower his head. He just bumped heads with them. Doesn't matter if he's got to sit. You got to throw this rule out. Play this season without it. You played last season without it just fine. Throw it out. Redesign it this offseason. Bring the players in and just say, hey, we need help doing this. What should we do? Because right now, it's a dumb rule. There's no clarity on it. And it's going to end up eventually costing some player and some team big time. And a simple, I'm sorry from the league. This isn't the old days where like the 49ers and the Giants played in a wildcard playoff game and there was a flag thrown and it wasn't a penalty, and then the referees in the NFL came back the day after when the Giants got eliminated. My bad, we made the wrong call. Too late for all that. You made the call. It's done here. It's done here. So they need to throw this rule out, bring some players in, reformulate this rule, and let's see what happens. Moving on to some boxing news. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, set to do battle for the WBC Heavyweight Championship before the year is out. They almost did battle today in Belfast, there in the lobby of the hotel. Had to be separated by fans and security. It's all in fun. Deontay came to the weigh-in. He and Tyson Fury's father had a couple of words, a little playful exchange and everything. Fury's fighting tomorrow. I believe it's going to be on Showtime Live on Facebook and on YouTube. And they'll probably have do some advertisements and a stream on that fight for tomorrow. Wilder is sitting ringside and is going to do commentary and is going to be allowed to come into the ring afterwards to basically hype this fight up. If Fury were to win tomorrow, he's taking on a tomato can. That should be no issues for him. Tyson Fury basically talked himself into this fight. Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin are fighting each other here in a couple of months. He and Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua keep running from this fight for some reason. They said that April 13th next year, he's going to fight Wilder. I do not think that's going to happen because Hearn keeps threatening over and over to do Anthony Joshua and Dillian White round 2 over and over again. But the problem is that many people beforehand thought, well, no, he'll fight Wilder won't be a problem. Eddie Hearn might have actually been onto something because he spoke something into fruition. Wilder's already came out and said he doesn't think the fight's going to happen. His camp has said it's not going to happen. Even Tyson Fury and his camp have come out and said that fight is never going to happen. He's fighting Alexander Povetkin, who was actually challenging for the WBO title as well as being a number one contender. That's how he got this fight. Of course, if he loses this fight, he will still remain the number one contender, but the rules say you can't fight for the same belt back-to-back. You have to move to the back of the line and move down in the rankings. Guess who is the number 2 contender for the WBO portion of Anthony Joshua's championships? Dillian White. Can you say the fix is in? I mean, you wanted it all along. You said If I can't get Wilder, I'll get Wyatt. We'll make the fight at Wembley. It'll be 100,000 people. It'll still be great. So again, as I've said before, this fight's not going to happen. As much as as a boxing fan, want to happen, and now even more I want to see happen because I want to see Deontay beat the bricks off old boy and leave him face down on the canvas. That's Eddie Hearn's biggest fear, believe it or not, is seeing Anthony Joshua face down on the canvas with somebody standing over him. So whether it's Fury or Wilder, whatever, he doesn't want to see that, and now he knows that would happen. That's why he's running like the running man is right now. But if you're looking at Wilder from where he sits right now, I think he beats Tyson Fury. And I think this is going to be a very good and entertaining fight. I think that Wilder has a chance to stop him in the late rounds. If not, he'll win it on the scorecards. Dominic Brazil will be after him as the next mandatory for the WBC title. But then things after that kind of, I would say, fall off. You got King Kong Ortiz out there. Many people want to see the rematch. I'm not really for sure if that's going to happen. So again, it's just going to depend on who wants to step up. Does Anthony Joshua want to fight after this? We don't know. So we're actually in Maybach Pacquiao territory now where the same thing happened with them, where the fight was close, and then they just went on and, Pacquiao fought Marquez, and then Mayweather did De La Hoya and Maidana twice, and Berto and hung him up, and, the fight, when they had to fight, it was 5 years too late. I'm not going to want to see this fight in 5 years. I actually want to see it happen in the next few months. But again, because of the rules and the way things are setting up there, that fight is not going to happen. At least not right now. And again, if it happens and I'm proven wrong on that, of course, I will eat my humble pie and say, hey, I was wrong. It is what it is. Mikey Garcia was fighting a couple weeks ago on Showtime, and he won his match. And he called out Errol Spence after the fight, stating that he wanted to step up in weight, which is about 14 pounds from what he weighs right now, and challenged him for one of his belts, or challenged him for a title. I think that's a very bad idea if you're Mikey Garcia. You should stay away from that fight. You're going up 15 pounds against a bigger man and against a fighter who is arguably pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world today. I don't think that fight will last very long. Errol would probably hurt him and hurt him very, very badly. I like Mikey Garcia as a person. I like him as a fighter. I like his boxing style. You need to stay away from Errol Spence Jr. at this point before something very seriously happens to him. And again, nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, but yeah, Errol would put a hurting on him or would hurt him seriously if it came down to that. Also looking ahead here, about 3 weeks away from Danny Garcia and Showtime Sean Porter for the WBC welterweight title on Showtime. This is the title that Keith One-Time Thurman vacated because of the surgery that he had late last year, earlier this year, with him rehabbing. So about 3 weeks away from that. Again, Tyson Fury fights tomorrow. Him and Deontay will probably fight at the T-Mobile Arena there in Las Vegas. We'll probably have more on that fight there as things come along here. Any closer to that fight here in the next few months. Also want to go ahead and close out today's show with the preview of this Sunday's WWE pay-per-view SummerSlam. Again, coming to you live from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, to be broadcast live on the WWE Network. We have two kickoff matches from 205 Live. The champion Cedric Alexander takes on Drew Gulak for the WWE Cruiserweight title. And also Rusev and Lana, who are actually married in real life, taking on Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega in a mixed tag team match. That rivalry coming from SmackDown Live. Lana and Zelina kind of talked trash on social media here a couple of weeks back. The higher up stepped in and said, hey, put in the ring. They went ahead, got alone. Lana has worked on her wrestling technique. Lana's gotten really good at her wrestling technique. Just wasn't good enough that night on SmackDown Live, as she did lose to Vega. And again, it seems as Almas has been running away from Rusev, but Rusev Day is Sunday, my friend, and we're going to see how that goes for you there again. That's going to be on the kickoff show for SummerSlam, again, live on the WWE Network. Some of the main card matches that take place include Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre taking on Seth Rollins and the newly returned Bust Cut, my man, the lunatic friends, Dean Ambrose. Again, Ziggler and Rollins for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. That coming from Monday Night Raw. Another match on the card which possibly, very possibly, has potential for match of the year. Daniel Bryan, The Miz, one-on-one, the grudge match, 8 years in the making. From Raw to SmackDown Live, they were teammates on the original NXT. Went back and forth. Miz cut the promo of the year last year. If you go back on YouTube and see it, it's on the WWE's YouTube channel. It's out there. We're on Talking Smack. He basically cut the promo of his career. Made Daniel Bryan walk away. Looked right in that camera with the intensity of a fighting tiger. Has been imitating Daniel Bryan's moves. Of course, Daniel Bryan had to prematurely retire. He's back. He's better than ever. He's healthy. These two have been wanting to rip each other apart for God knows how long. And this Sunday, middle of the ring, Barclays Center, they're going to get it on. Also on the card, Shinsuke Nakamura defends his WWE United States Championship against Jeff Hardy. Hardy's been kind of preoccupied with Randy Orton cutting some of the best promos of his career, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, stuff that you would look at and you would not expect this from Randy. But, of course, he's put it out there again, some of the best promos of his career. Again, Nakamura and Hardy for the United States title coming off of SmackDown Live. You could pretty much expect Orton to be a factor in that match there on Sunday. Also from SmackDown Live, the Bludgeon Brothers taking on the New Day for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. Also for the Raw Tag Team Championships, the B-Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, the B-Team, taking on the Revival this Sunday for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Also a one-on-one match with Finn Balor and the Constable Baron Corbin. These guys have been going back and forth for months on Monday Night Raw. They've had matches. Finn has won matches. Corbin has won matches. I'm assuming this is going to be the blowout before they move on to new rivalries as well. Again, it's coming from Monday Night Raw. A triple threat match for the SmackDown Live Women's title includes Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and the champion Carmella. I watched the interview before I came on here with Charlotte Flair. She was on ESPN's Get Up this morning. Basically called out Ronda Rousey. Said, hey, if I get a championship, you get a championship. Let's meet up and see who the better woman is. She says she's the baddest woman on the planet. Charlotte says Ronda Rousey's not the baddest woman on the planet. I am. So, should those two meet up again, that should be a feat to see. Also on the card, have Kevin Owens taking on Braun Strowman. If Strowman loses the match in any fashion, whether it be by pinfall, submission, or disqualification, he also will lose the Money in the Bank briefcase, guaranteeing his title shot to Kevin Owens. Again, that's coming from Monday Night Raw. I think Strowman will find a way. I think Kevin Owens is going to do everything possible to try to make him disqualify himself, make him get counted out. But I think Braun does find a way to actually hold on to the suitcase there this Sunday at SummerSlam. And they're looking at the three marquee matches that take place at SummerSlam. The aforementioned Ronda Rousey taking on the champion Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title. This would be Ronda's first championship match on pay-per-view. She's had a lot of first matches here recently, has handled herself very well in the ring, and I do believe that we are going to see that title change hands here this Sunday at SummerSlam. Also, Samoa Joe takes on the champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles, for the richest prize in the business, the WWE Championship, here this Sunday at SummerSlam. And then also, for what seems like the 477th time since WrestleMania 31, They battled at the Greatest Royal Rumble. They battled at WrestleMania. They battled on Monday Night Raw. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns.